My father was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, which is a cancer of the bone. And it has a very, very, very low cure rate. And he and I were estranged, and my wife received a call from his wife and asked if I would come and see him before he died. He'd been given a week or less to live. And so I went and saw him, and I, as a child, remember my father as this muscular Marine, Native American, great fisherman, great hunter, and he weighed 70 pounds. And I looked at him and I said, I'll tell you what, Dad, if you'll stop taking the chemotherapy, I'll see what I can do to help you. You've got to hang in there another 10 days. I'll get something to you within 5. And he said, if I stop taking the chemotherapy, I'll lose my veteran benefit, my medical benefit, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
If you're under the care of a physician in the military, and you do not do what they tell you to do, even if you're far retired, you lose your benefits. Well, he was taking his at home, and I said, flush it down the toilet. And he did. And I went home, it was about a 3-hour drive, and went to work. And did all the research on multiple myeloma I could find. And I went 24 hours straight. When I was done, I understood it. And then I started putting together herbs to counteract every facet of it I could find. I called up a friend that was vice president of a supplement company and said, I need you to get these for me. He said, when do you need them? I said, tomorrow. He said, it's 4 in the afternoon. I said, yeah, I need them tomorrow. My father's dying. The son of a gun came through. I don't know, he must have driven all night, all over the state to collect everything I needed, but he was there the next day before noon. Handed them to him. He said, I don't know what you're going to make, but it's going to taste terrible. I said, I know it. I made what I was going to make, drove to my father's. By then it had been 4 days, so I was a day ahead. I said, I want you to start drinking an ounce of this 4 times a day. And he drank the first ounce, and he was a vodka drinker, and I think if you could drink straight vodka, you could drink anything, right? He drank it, and he said, this is the worst tasting stuff I have ever tasted. I said, yeah, me too. I thought the same thing. His wife passed years before he did. He came to live with us, and 7 years later, he was having heart problems, and I knew a cardiologist, and I said, he said, I want to get it checked. And I said, well, all right. So he had an angioplasty done. The doctor didn't finish, so he left the cath in. Well, when they were transferring my father from the gurney to the bed, they popped the end of the cath off. So the next morning when we went in to see him, he had completely bled out on the bed. He'd lost probably half of his blood volume and immediately went into renal failure and died from renal failure about 4 days later. Cause of death? Cancer.
After 7 years.
After 7 years. Because hospitals will protect their own.